Be in the know with unlimited access to IBJ and Inside Indiana Business. Our in-depth coverage of all things business means you'll always be completely in the know. Subscribe for just $1 a week. Get started now at ibj.com/trial offer.
This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the afternoon of Friday, November 14th, 2025. I'm Alex Brown. Mishawaka-based Franciscan Health has unveiled a new advanced simulation room at its education center in Greenwood designed to create realistic virtual learning environments. Josie Harrell with Franciscan says the system allows a user to turn multiple rooms into thousands of unique, customizable settings to run simulation scenarios.
It is super valuable for me to be able to say, okay, now you're in a bar, and to make it look like it's loud and it's dark and there's flashing lights, because that's the kind of environment they're going to operate in. I can't take these people to a bar and drop them in to do that, but I can put them in that environment. I can assault their senses, if you will, and prepare them for those things. Well, it wasn't easy to hear that blood pressure because of all that stuff that was around.
The simulation room is only the third of its kind in Indiana. Terre Haute-based Union Health has set a tentative closing date for its merger with Terre Haute Regional Hospital now that its Certificate of Public Advantage has been approved. Our partners at WTWO-TV report the deal is set to close on December 12th and become effective the following day. Auburn-based farm accounting software company Traction Ag is expanding its offerings to farmers with the acquisition of Iowa-based PC Mars. PC Mars has developed a desktop-based accounting system used by more than 7,000 farmers across the U.S. Traction Ag said the system builds on its own cloud-based farm accounting software platform and gives farmers more options. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Thanks for listening to this IBJ Media podcast. You're probably going to remember this ad. Do you know why? Podcast advertising works. 85% of listeners recalled hearing an ad during a podcast, and 70% of podcast listeners have acted after hearing an ad. So whether you're looking to be heard across the entire IBJ Media podcast network, sponsor one of our shows, or just start with a 30-second ad, IBJ Media can help. Contact advertise at ibj.com to learn more.
Indiana leaders gathered Thursday to consider how the state could mine its ample coal waste for the rare earth elements key to modern technology, in a bid to boost domestic production and break China's dominance.
Governor Mike Braun created the Indiana Rare Earth Recovery Council in an April executive order. He directed its 13 members to help develop a coal waste-based rare earths industry. Maria Mastelares, a research geologist for the Indiana Geological and Water Survey, said Indiana does not have traditional sources of rare earths, but coal and its production byproducts could be an unconventional source. According to Mastelares, every point of mining, processing, and using coal presents, quote, special opportunities to recover rare earths. However, she repeatedly cautioned that these materials are low-grade with lower concentrations of rare earths. That makes extraction more difficult and expensive. Mastelares is testing ways to find rare earth, quote, sweet spots and optimize their recovery. Kit Turpin, who's the director of the state's Abandoned Mine Land Program, which rehabilitates abandoned mines, said Indiana has more than 1,900 sites. The program has almost $80 million worth of projects in the pipeline, but there's an estimated $400 million worth of unfunded inventory. Braun's order includes several directives for the council: advance a coal site cleanup program, collaborate with industry on extraction and processing technology, establish Indiana-based supplies and refinery operations, and work with educational institutions to create an extraction and processing workforce program. I'm Mark Mazurek for Inside Indiana Business Radio.
A Seattle-based data center developer and operator has filed plans with the city of Indianapolis to build a $4 billion, 250-megawatt facility on the city's southwest side. According to the plans, the two-building data center from Sabé Corporation would occupy a 130-acre site near the northeast corner of Kentucky Avenue and Canby Road. In addition to two buildings, the project calls for a 10-acre substation that would ramp up to support the data center's eventual 250-megawatt capacity over 5 years. The project would create 100 full-time jobs for those managing its operations. As business owners prepare to deck the halls and welcome the holiday season, a group of Lafayette organizations is opening the door to new vendors. The initiative, called Local, is giving business owners the opportunity to open a pop-up storefront for 30 days. Matchbox Studios Executive Director Amanda Findley says the goal is to provide brand awareness and attract new customers while providing a low-risk opportunity to test out concepts.
We're calling it an experiment for a reason. I think retail's not for everyone. So being able to test that for 30 days and see what it's like you have to go in, you have to turn on the lights. If your customers show up and they expect you to be open and you're not, you might lose a customer forever. Customer attraction, retention, having the right product for the right market, like all of these things that can be very conceptual early stage.
The first run of Local is scheduled for November 22nd through December 22nd. According to the program's website, the first two concepts will be an art-focused pop-up with gifts and toys for everyone. Central Indiana Corporate Partnership CEO Melina Kennedy is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports, and entertainment, and beyond. Available now on the IBJ Media app or your favorite podcast provider. I'm Alex Brown for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.
Do you want the real scoop on what's happening in Indiana business? Check out the IBJ podcast. I'm Mason King, and each week I sit down with people who make news in Indiana to get insights and perspectives you won't hear anywhere else. It's business, but you won't need an MBA. The guests run the gamut from CEOs, developers, and sports executives to artists and chefs and financial planners. If there's a theme, it's that everything has a cost. And success often depends on how you define profit and loss. So if you want to deepen your understanding of the people and projects shaping Indiana, give the IBJ podcast a try. You can find it at ibjpodcast.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
Want to give your team a real edge? The IBJ Group Plan delivers unlimited access to every story, every report, every video from IBJ and Inside Indiana Business for your whole team. Cover some or all of your employees with one simple payment. The more you add, the more you save. It's smart, it's flexible, and it saves you up to 30% off the standard rate. Already have IBJ subscribers in your office? Group up and save big. Learn more and get started now at ibj.com/group-plan.